Hello and welcome to Young Justice Where We Stand. Let me first start with informing everyone watching this, it is not another review of the shows and its episodes, but more of an informative view and explanation to fans both old and new of where the show has come from, its achievements, and most importantly of all, what possible future it may have. Young Justice, the animated series, is a TV adaptation of the DC comic line of the same name, but strongly adapted. Directed by Greg Weisman, an icon amongst the American animated genre, has created works such as Disney's Gargoyles. He would team up with DC Animation to produce the show, which would become a relative success in a superhero animated theme of storytelling. The first episode being released on January 7th, 2010 on Cartoon Network's new channel slot called DC Nation, an hour-long piece including shorts, interviews, or teasers from DC Comics and DC Entertainment, all about its products, shows, and upcoming episodes. In conjunction with new episodes of Young Justice and its running mate Green Lantern, the animated series, would air regularly until the end of March. Fortunately, during this hiatus period, a Young Justice crew member, Philip Barossa, picked up an Emmy for Outstanding Individual in Animation for his work on the episode Independence Day. However, on November 18th of the year, episode 18 Secrets was declared to be the last episode of the season for this year, and following episodes would be picked up in the spring. Again, this led to fan outcry, and said fans had to be content with the tie-in comics, but the delay had its reasons. This time, halfway through season 1, Warner Bros. And Cartoon Network decided to renew Young Justice for a second season, titled Young Justice Invasion. The delay was so that animators could catch up with production demands, so that the second season could roll on straight after the first. And that's what happened. The final episodes of season 1 started again in March of next year and continued with the season finale in April. 1 week later, Young Justice Season 2, Young Justice Invasion, began and received good reviews and fan conversation for quite some time. During this year, Young Justice also was rated third in TV.com's vote for Best Animated Series. Unfortunately, Young Justice Invasion was to have the same episode production problems as its predecessor, as episodes' release dates fluxed, with only 2 episodes being released between June 2012 and January 2013. Fortunately, the final 10 episodes were aired successfully between January and March of 2013, but fans and other medias had already noticed that there was still no news from Warner Bros. Or Cartoon Network regarding a third season. It wasn't until the final episode of Season 2 had aired, Cartoon Network confirmed that there were no plans for a Season 3. Soon afterwards, Green Lantern followed in show's cancellation, and the DC Nation spot had a void until the new production of Teen Titans Go and Beware the Batman were released. The former doing alright these days via ratings and fan reviews, although it is a bit slated by the original fans of the series, and the latter only lasting a single season before being cancelled. To put that into perspective, people, the last time a series solely starring Batman did a single season, Neil Armstrong had only just set foot on the moon. Rumours for the show's cancellation would be widespread for not only months, but years, until a definitive answer was given, but I will be covering that later on in the videos. Now we must return to the present. So the TV show had just been cancelled and the accompanying comic line had ended just before that, so what was next? Well, next was Young Justice Legacy, a multi-platform sold game covering some of the adventures of the team between Seasons 1 and Season 2. The game also had the added bonus of answering some of the questions that had been left in Season 2, such as how did Calder find out Black Manta was his father, the downward spiral of Red Arrow in his chase for Speedy, and the more shocking piece of information, how Tula died. But the game's release received mixed reviews, IGN giving it a 4.8, but fans of the series loving the extra depth it gave to the show, and vice versa. Sales were decent, but obviously not enough to warrant a sequel, and it looked like the end of the line for Young Justice. Then something happened that Warner Bros. And Cartoon Network probably didn't fully comprehend: the large-scale protest of the show's cancellation. Both companies received email complaints, and to the point that they received a 52,000 signature petition demanding the return of Young Justice and Green Lantern from the website change.org. Fan support was so large that the site SMGO actually sat down with Warner Bros. To discuss the terms for a crowdfunding campaign. Terms were discussed and it was finally agreed that a third season could be put forward if fans were able to raise the amount of $5 million in just 30 days, which only managed to reach 50,000 before the deadline hit. But it was, probably for this reason, Warner Bros. Made the decision to release the complete series of Young Justice onto DVD Blu-ray the following year. A point Greg Weisman made clear in interviews at the time was a big step in getting a Young Justice Season 3. So, in August 2014, Season 1 of Young Justice made its way onto Blu-ray DVD, and Season 2 followed soon after in December. Now, I don't want to seem like I'm peddling this series off to you just to make sales. I have no idea of your status, and Blu-ray DVDs are pricier than normal, as well as the added failure of if you don't have a Blu-ray player. But I strongly recommend any true Young Justice fan purchase the Blu-ray DVD set, as the final series not only has increased quality in graphics and video, but also the added features of commentary of the last 2 episodes. Greg Weisman and the actress portraying Wally West and Artemis make the ending of the season finale so much easier to bear. With such a sad ending of not only the show, but the series itself, they take the time to break down to you why everything happened as it was and how the show ended as it was, despite them knowing that it was going to be the final episode. For any true Young Justice fan who is saddened by the episode, having a certain character die, what they say is very important. But I digress, and we should return to the overall scheme of the video, namely the timeline of Young Justice. The Blu-ray sales were decent, but once again not high enough to warrant the creation of a third season just on them, and so the light of Young Justice once again faded. Skip ahead to 2016, and it looked like things had finally settled down for the show Young Justice. After many rumours and false claims, the real reason behind the show's cancellation was actually due to poor sales of the toy line. Hasbro was the show's main provider of income to produce the new episodes, and when it saw poor sales of its toy line, it obviously cut its funding for the show, thus ending the series. The show had gained notoriety amongst the superhero genre, earning places in articles related to it, such as top 10 series based on comic books, and series that needed to be renewed to be finished. And a loyal fan base continued their own views and theories of where the show could/should have gone. Greg Weisman went on to continue his work in the comic world with works such as Star Wars Kanan, The Last Padawan, and helping produce the first season of Star Wars Rebels. The cast and crew went their separate ways, but liked to continue discussing the show and where it could have gone. However, most could not realise that hope for a season 3 was right around the corner. In February of this year, Netflix decided to release Young Justice onto its site, and what followed was a revitalisation of hope in a possible season 3. Young Justice began to continuously trend on Netflix for 4 months, and Greg Weisman urged fans to continue doing so, as this was the best chance for there to be a possible season 3. Soon, even cast members began the rallying call for a third season, agreeing to return to the show and portray their original roles. This included Wally West, Artemis, Connor Kent, Calderam, and Miss Martian. Netflix has stated that talks are in progress, but would not give any details as to the outcome. But in personal talks between me and the Netflix staff, they have stated the show's trending for this amount of time is very impressive. And now on to the present week. Greg Weisman has stated the possibilities of a third season is very real, but Young Justice fans must continue to keep the show trending on Netflix, as well as purchasing its product line. This cannot be stressed more enough. If we do not keep show trending on Netflix, and we do not keep purchasing the products such as the games, comics and DVDs, the chances of Young Justice receiving a third season will be dead, possibly today. I do not know officially when any announcement would be made, but my bets are most likely on San Diego Comic-Con of this year. So let us keep up that final push, and let hope burn bright, and keep binging Young Justice. For we cannot call ourselves fans of Young Justice if we do not support the show.
ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. That's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh. You can count on me 'cause I can count on you.